Okay, we are finally live. Finally live with our first session of our Raiders of the Lost Jedi campaign. Thank you for waiting through our technical difficulties. Waiting and or waiting, as the case may be. So we are here. I am Pete, also known as Old Tom Jin. I am the GM. I am GMing this for folks who basically have not played, I think, the Star Wars system before, with maybe a couple of exceptions. I believe that Nick and Ben, you have some limited experience with the system.
Very small.
Yeah.
Very limited. So this will be a newbie campaign, which means that there will be a lot of questions and technical rules difficulties, and probably we will get some things wrong. So please don't add us. So we will almost certainly get things wrong. That's to be expected. But if you saw the crawl, you know where we start. We start on the remote Vergesso Station. And where is Vergesso Station? It is in the Brejik sector, or the Bajik sector. That is probably means nothing to you unless you really know a lot about the Star Wars galaxy map. Suffice it to say, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's a fairly well-populated little space colony built into an asteroid in an asteroid belt. It is actually commercially owned by a group called the Tenloss Corporation, who are really just a front for the Tenloss Syndicate, which basically everybody who lives there knows that. They do actually have no Imperial presence, which is nice for criminals, smugglers, fringers, other people who are trying to disappear. It's known as a shadow port. Its major legitimate businesses are mining. So there's a lot of dirty miners who work hard in the asteroid belt every day and come back for a little R&R in the pebble town of the space colony. And there are, of course, numerous gray market services which cater to them and others. The notable laws that you should be aware of: there are strong penalties for breaching a contract, and there are not a lot of laws defining the difference between a legal and illegal contract. So keep that in mind. So that's an important point. Places of interest around the colony. The basic districts are the Spires, which represents the uptown, Pebble Town, which is the downtown, the Miners' Docks, which is sort of a separate docking area that's on the back end of the asteroid, the actual spaceport, and the refinery. So that's where all of those things are located, just so you know. So that is your orientation. That's the only orientation that you will get. If there are no questions, we will proceed. So where we begin, we find you all having received a message from the local fixer slash gangster slash club owner, Cabarro. He was aware of your desire to become relic hunters and kind of scoffed at it for several weeks. And as more of you gathered on the station, having responded to some messages that were sent out between you, he began to maybe reevaluate his opinion, but he still thought that you're not going to be successful at this. And he basically said, "Yeah, I will guarantee you all a shot of Cluvian brandy for free every time you come in if you actually pull off this and become actual relic hunters," meaning you have to sell something. Not that you just go hunting for something. You have to actually sell something. So maybe he was as surprised as anyone when he messaged you in the wee hours of the morning, just this very day, to tell you that he had received a message from a client, someone who is transitory to the station but is passing through, who needed someone or several someones with a particular set of skills. And those skills just happened to match your own. He's like, they want someone who knows Jedi stuff, but they also need to know astrogation and apparently something to do with lockpicking really old locks. You are the closest people he knows to having remotely any skills that match up to that resume. So he gave you a call, or sent you a data mail, and you have responded to that data mail, and you are all making your way into the depths of the station. specifically into the outer parts of the spaceport, where the warehouses and sort of long-term storage of the spaceport are kept. These are not the miner's dock. These are just anybody who's passing through the spaceport can rent out a warehouse or part of a warehouse and make that their place to store cargo. As you might expect, a lot of the cargo that goes through here is less than legitimate. And so you all make your way down there. You were told that the side door would be left open. And indeed, when you arrive in the area, the side door is open. And so you make your way into what appears to be a largely empty warehouse. There is nothing here except a couple of small gonk droids and a couple of binary load lifters. And immediately when you come in, you don't see any people. Now, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is, which typically we'll do before we begin gameplay, but we kind of wanted to get a little motion here going, is we have to decide what your destinies look like. And in order to do that, I'm going to ask you to all go into the RPG sessions, into the game menu, Raiders of the Lost Jedi. And I want you to click on the white once, on the white force die, and roll it. Okay.
Damn, nobody got nothing. Everybody got something.
Yeah. So it's really wow. That's. Oh wait, hold on. We're still going. There we go. Okay. So as I see it, let's see. Is that everybody? I believe that is. There we go. Yeah. So what have we got? We've got 2 dark side and 5 light side. That's pretty advantageous. So these represent the sort of the general destiny that the way the force is leaning, if you will, for those of you who believe in that sort of thing. And these destiny dice, which I believe we have talked about in the pregame session, can be used in a pinch when you need to get an extra success, do something remarkable, add a fact into the situation in which you're playing. Now, when you do that, remember that it switches from the light side to the dark side. And the dark side points are what I get to use, or rather the adversaries get to use on their behalf to make things more difficult for you. So you make your way into this warehouse, and it's dark. There's a couple of droids. You don't immediately see anyone, but those of you who feel skilled in perception, and those of you who've played with me before know that I love to make people roll perception checks, may roll your perception opposed by 1 purple die.
I do not remember how to oppose rolls.
So add the purple die to your dice pool.
Right. So select your skill from the drop down, and then add a purple
die. We're not being hired by droids. God damn it! I don't want to work for a droid.
Which skill are we looking for?
Perception.
Perception is the skill you're looking for.
You're a perceptive bunch.
So click perception, and then
add 1 purple die to the roll to oppose it,
and then roll,
and then roll the dice.
Okay, thank you.
Does the stream see our rolls?
The stream does see your rolls. There is a widget that is showing them in a little text window, so they can see exactly what is being rolled.
Cool. I am absolutely paying more attention to the droids than I am anything else.
All right. So it looks like, for these purposes, Lena did very well. 2 successes and 2 advantages. Tom also 2 successes. So Zag 2 successes, 3 advantages. So you're
1 success.
1 success. Pardon me. 1 success, 3 advantages.
How do you get advantages?
Advantages just come up in the roll.
Okay.
They're just random.
Okay.
So like everything else.
Okay.
So, and then Bobkin, interestingly enough, you get one threat. And I'm going to say that threat is basically you spot the person that everybody else spots. There's someone hiding behind that large generator. And they're not doing a particularly good. They're not incompetent, but you all are reasonably skilled at spotting things through your previous career experience. So you all spot the guy. He's in a hooded cloak. He's hiding in the darkness behind this generator. But Bobkin, you get a feeling. You get not necessarily. You're not sure you can pinpoint it. You wouldn't say that you're getting a feeling of the dark side from him, but you're definitely getting that twinge of that sort of almost like a sour smell that isn't really a smell. Something of the dark side surrounds this encounter. So that's your threat. So you all see this guy hiding in the behind the generator, and he thinking clearly that he's still concealed, he flashes a small light at you, like he was signaling from a boat. And he's kind of looking out from behind the generator.
It's the first time I spot him. This guy's good.
He comes out, starts to come out. I'm sorry, Lena, did you want to say something?
No, she literally says,
Hello? He steps
Yes,
out.
hello?
Hi.
He steps out, and he's carrying a kind of a large sort of flat cylindrical case under his arm. He's a Zabrak.
Oh my God, I didn't see you there. Where did you come from?
I was hiding behind
Really?
the
You were
generator.
hiding, huh?
Yes, I.
Okay.
Do you know Kabaro? And he's clearly looking toward the gonk droids, like as if they're listening in.
Yes, we do.
Oh, good. He very much scurries up to a crate that is near the center of the room, and says, "Please, my understanding is through Kabaro that you have certain skills. I'm looking to have something identified, and I was very much hoping that you could help me."
Yeah, I mean, we definitely can try to help. We have been practiced in a couple different varieties, so let's see what we can do for you.
Well, our understanding from Kavaro was that you had a big old pile of credits. So that's two parts of this transaction.
I mean, yes, I have credits. What exactly is the going rate for this sort of thing? I'm interested in two things. He has not done this before. I have in my possession, and he at that moment seems to realize that he actually clenches what he's holding tighter. I have an item that appears to be Jedi in origin, and I need someone to identify it. And if it is what I believe it is, it may lead to a Jedi ruin of some kind, or a something that was significant to the Jedi.
Well, let me take a look there, my friend. What do you have there in the case?
He looks around again at the gonk droids and sets the thing down, and he uses a what appears to be a bioprint scanner to unlock the thing. And he opens up the case, and what you see is what appears. It is a flat cylinder. It's about 40 centimeters, about 15 and a half inches wide. It's possibly maybe 8 centimeters tall. It is clearly gold plated, if not gold. It has the most striking thing about it is it has on its upper surface a number of concentric rings, and at various points on those rings are globes or semicircles, at least semispheres, which are built into the surface, but there's little tiny grooves around them, which suggest that they are spheres. Well, that and the fact that it's clear that someone at some point has tried to pry some of those spheres from the surface because there are scratches around them.
Hmm.
There is
I mean-
in the center. Oh, sorry. Do you want to say something?
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
There is in the center a crystal, which is pointed and sticks up some distance from the surface. The crystal also has some scuffs around it, where it appears someone tried to pry it loose. And then on the side is a hexagonal opening, and above that opening is a script that is definitely not standard and appears to be old. And by the way, the hexagonal opening, also has a great number of scratches, nicks, and some minor dings on its edges. So it appears you are not the first person to try to. You would not be the first person to try to decipher this or fiddle with it.
Zag's eyes will, widen with glee, and he will, is it all right if I approach and examine?
Please. And he kind of looks to Tom for a second because he was the one who mentioned price. But
Well, no, I'm gonna wait and hear what Zag says first.
okay.
I mean, could I roll like a lore?
You
to check on this?
absolutely could roll a lore.
Can I assist him? Is there an assist or aid in this?
There is an assist. For an assist, if you assist him, we will give him 1 boost die, which is a light blue die, which is good. Because the difficulty on this is going to be hard, which is 3 purple dice, plus a black die because of all the scuffing that's messed up some of the details, including the text.
Is someone
Before you roll.
holding this thing?
Yeah.
Is it being held?
No, it's set down on a
Okay.
it's on a crate.
Gotcha.
Do you have the lore skill?
I do.
I have the lore
Okay.
skill. Yeah,
Okay.
I can help too. Can we
I'm
do
not
that?
100%. I can even see it.
Yes. Look, it's a thing.
Put it not on top of the box.
Yes. Yes. Lane is like,
Yeah,
I was gonna say, to be
Just
honest, though,
hopping up in front.
I only have 1 rank in lore. Does anybody else have more?
yeah,
Oh, go ahead. You have more?
yeah. So
I've,
if we can
I'll
pull
assist you instead.
okay,
It's
That's-
just Zag is very much enthralled with this little trinket.
okay. Well, let's. I like what Lena said. Let's take it out of the box so we can all see it.
mm-hmm.
And you see, I have. So okay, so I've got lore, and what do I have to roll there, Pete?
So you would roll lore, but then before you roll it, you should add 3 purple dice.
I should add 3. Okay.
Yes, you always add your own difficulty for the roll. So you add
Okay.
3 purple dice because it's difficult, and
Right.
then you add a black die because it's all scuffed up.
A black one, you said?
Yeah. So 3
Yeah.
purple, 1 black, and then 1 light blue because you're getting assistance.
Does
Okay.
he get 1 per character or just
No,
one?
just one.
Okay, just
Only,
wanted to ask.
only assist once,
And so that's now I should roll.
and now you should
Okay.
roll.
All right. See what we got.
Okay. Unfortunately, out of all that, you came up with 1 failure.
Oh, I think there was a misunderstanding. The green dice are not skill dice.
What are
They're
they?
They're
stat dice.
Oh.
They're stat dice. They're stat dice. That's okay. You can do it again. So we will allow if Zag or Tom wants to try, they can try as well.
Zag, why don't you?
Normally we wouldn't do that if people were assisting, but Zag can do it.
I got you. I
Okay.
thought they were skill dice. Sorry.
That's
so-
okay.
Cool.
Green represents natural ability and just
Mhm.
general knowledge. Yellow
Okay.
represents proficiency, something you have actually studied.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
And then Tom, you said I could do it,
Yes.
and then do I still get the assist die?
I would say I'm gonna say no because let's say we burn the assist.
Okay.
So Tom and let's say that Tom and Bobkin like rushed in and were kind of like, okay, I think it's like, you know, it's obviously from the 33rd dynasty. Of like, no, it's not. And then so then you come in and say, 2 failures. That's what you say.
I think Zag isn't really thinking logically about this. He's just more fascinated with all the little different features, all the, he's more annoyed with all the scratching on it than
Indeed.
he is actually trying to figure out what it is.
Indeed. Yeah, there's and both Bobkin and Zag, there's definitely something about this, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
Yeah.
You can't quite put your finger on it. Those of you who are not examining this this object. Oh, by the way, this individual, he will let you know. My name's Lodic. What's yours?
Nobody?
Hello. Yeah. Hello,
You
You guys
Lodic.
are touching his stuff. I mean, come on.
Oh, he's
The
talking
name
to the
is
one.
Zag.
He's talking to the ones who aren't looking at the object.
Oh, I thought he was talking to the people touching his stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Lena. This
Hi.
is Sorbo.
Hello. It's pleased to meet you.
Sorbo's there, right? Okay, good.
Yes,
Sometimes he gets distracted and touches
He
the
will
bot.
he will nod silently. He's been keeping a weather eye on our gonk droid friends. He
Indeed.
doesn't seem particularly anxious about them, so he's just kind of.
He says so. So Lodicom says so. Have you been relic hunters long?
All my life.
Sure.
This is a bald faced lie.
Yes.
for reference.
No, I know. Was gonna say no, but you said all your life. Now I don't know what to say.
He does narrow his eyes for a second, but he said, "Oh, okay."
Lodic, I gotta say, kind of a nervous little guy here, and this is a pretty unique piece. Who'd you steal this off of?
No one. It's been in my family for some time.
Uh-huh. Then who are you hiding from?
Nobody. Sorbo, roll me a vigilance check, please.
Ooh. That is. Oh, okay. Do I need to add?
Oh, pardon me.
difficulty to
Perception.
this?
Perception this time. Perception.
Oh man, how do I clear a skill? Oh, there we go. You have to remove all the dice. Okay, so. What's my difficulty?
Your difficulty is 2, with 1 black die.
That's fine. All right.
Okay. So we're on the failure train. No, I know
The
what it's like.
droids did not do it.
So
Those are not the droids.
So you're like keeping a watchful eye on the gonk droids and gonk,
Yes.
gonk, gonk. They're moving along, they're moving around the room. And so you do not immediately see until they are on top of you.
Oh.
The group of 4 individuals, 3 Weequay and a human, who burst into the warehouse and come at you with raised blasters. They see
Looks like your
Lodicom.
family's kind of upset with you.
They say different people. First of all, they see Lodicom. They say, "There he is!" and open fire. And Lodicom runs. And now we need to roll initiative. So 1 advantage is Lena. Let's see. 2 successes. Bobkin goes pretty darn fast. So
does Zag on a technicality.
yes, Zag also goes pretty darn fast.
And Sorbo.
Sorbo
And-
goes faster.
And Sorbo goes fastest. Okay.
it really a disadvantage when all of the combat happens like a foot over your head?
Yes, it could. It could be.
Or it's an advantage because they shoot high.
Yeah,
That's fair.
you're
that
so.
box has just turned from an obstacle to cover for you.
I don't believe you're actually Silhouette Zero, but you're close. You're so close.
I think actually she is Silhouette
Oh,
Zero.
are you? No, you. Oh,
Yeah.
you are. You are. Well, that's
Yeah,
good
Alina
because
is smaller than,
when people shoot at you, they get a black die.
Yeah. No, she's literally behind that box. She's been
Yes,
trying-
exactly. Just like I'm just gonna get behind this box. Okay.
Halfway in the box, she's fallen in the box. They took the thing out. It's not going well.
Okay. Thugs. All right. So the way it works here is that although we all rolled the initiative, we don't have to keep that initiative. So basically you can give your initiative to someone else. So whoever wants to act first. So the first person who you actually have a couple people who will go before the thugs actually get to go themselves. Would anyone like to do something first?
I have 2 questions real quick. Did the
Yes.
guy grab his device and then run off, or did he just run?
He definitely grabbed his device.
Okay.
He did not take the case, but he grabbed his device.
Yeah, that's fine. I want to know if anybody else wants to go first, because my intent is to actually cover him and help him get out of here.
Well, I was
Given
gonna.
that we have a couple of slots available, I think before they go, I think we can still manage that regardless.
Okay.
All right.
I was thinking of bashing one of the guys with my stun club.
Go
right.
for it.
Do you want to do that first, or do you want
I don't care who goes first, but that was my.
Yeah. Let Boken go first.
Okay, so Bobkin goes first.
Bobkin, sorry.
Yeah.
That's Boken is also fitting considering his background. All right, so you are at right now that they have closed already to short distance to you. So basically, you get 1 maneuver and 1 action in a turn. Your 1 maneuver can bring you closer to them, so you can basically rush them and go into engaged range with them, and then you can. So that would be your maneuver, and then your action is to strike them with your melee weapons, which are your stun clubs. Now, you have 2 stun. You do wield the stun clubs. Now you are also ultimately only a starting character. So
Right.
if you attack with both stun clubs, it raises the difficulty of your attack by 1. If you attack by 1, obviously it does not, but you only get the 1 attack. So basically, if you succeed at that increased difficulty attack, then the second one can also do damage on the same hit. So it's advantageous, it's just more difficult. So do you want to attack with both stun clubs, or do you want to just try the 1?
Well, this is the first time, so hit him with 1.
Hit him with 1. That sounds like a wise policy. All right, so you're looking to roll. So select melee, and you are opposed by 2 purple dice. Or pardon me, 1 purple die. 1 purple die.
1 purple die.
1 purple die, yes.
Okay, and that's it.
And that is it.
Then roll. Okay, let's see what happens.
Nice.
All righty, that is more like it. All right, so basically you come in, you have 1 success, and you have 2 advantages, and 2 advantages is enough to activate the stun quality of your stun club, or to get a critical hit on the guy.
Ooh.
A critical hit will kill him automatically because he's just he's a scrub at this point. So they're by the way minions, and minions act as a pool, so they will get 1 attack. So you've just reduced their effectiveness just by eliminating him.
Okay.
So do you want to go lethal, or do you want to stun him?
Down for the count, gone.
Down for the count, gone. So you want to get the critical hit.
Yep.
All right. So how do you attack? You come in. You have stun clubs. You whack the guy. Where do you hit him?
Back of the head.
Back of the head. So you basically, he's like turning his blaster towards you. You're already behind him, and he's like, "Why did the guy rush past me?" And then you whack him on the back of the head. So you're now effectively behind them.
Right.
So that's Bobkin. So you rush past. You all see Bobkin rush past with his cloak. Whack on the back of the guy's head. 1 guy goes down. The other ones are like, Glark! And then are trying to figure out where to point their blasters. Who is next to go? I believe Zag, you wanted to do something.
Yeah, I want to rush over to our payee, and
Okay.
then I want to try and like grab him by like the neck area and one shoulder and kind of go into hiding with him.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. You are almost certainly faster than him. Yes, you are.
And I'm just going to basically whisper like, just keep it down. We're going to get you out of here safely.
Okay. So so there's your maneuver. You say, keep it down. We're gonna get out of here safely. And you basically, your action is just to move with him, to move into cover. We will say that you are able to hide behind one of the pillars that is here with some crates around it. So that will offer you 1 defensive die if anybody shoots at you.
Do you want me to roll stealth to try and keep him out of harm's way too?
You're gonna need. You can't catch up with him, talk to him, get behind cover, and roll stealth. You could.
That's fine. That's fine.
So once you're under cover, you can say, "Hey, we can slip away where their heads turn." That will be stealth next turn. But that's basically what you have done this turn. So you grab him, basically throw him under cover. You tell him it's gonna be okay. Don't panic.
Yeah.
He already
We're
appears to be
professionals.
panicking.
We know what we're doing.
Yes,
No,
we're semi pro. We're recently. Okay, so that is
for the love of the game.
That's right, exactly. So that's Zag. Who is taking the next action? Who wants the next action?
Do we have another one before them, or do they go?
You have one more before they go.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I have something I'd like to do, but I also, I screwed up my initiative. So if somebody else has something, I don't want to take it away from them.
Do they all go on the same initiative?
They do. They attack as one.
Okay.
So they're basically going to pepper you with fire.
I would like to go before them then, if that's possible.
Indeed. It is indeed
Excellent.
possible.
This is why he's here. He's going to pull out. Sorv's going to pull out his rifle.
All
He's
right.
going to flip it to full auto, and he's going to spray the crowd.
All right. Right. So you have maneuver in action. Your maneuver is to draw your rifle, and you have no time to aim because it's surprise. But you
Aiming happens to other people.
Aiming at other people, exactly.
Aiming is when the bodies put themselves in front of the gun.
Right. So roll against your blaster's heavy, and your target from this distance is also 1.
All right, and then I have to add some stuff to this. So, because I am firing on full auto, and currently, because you and I haven't had a conversation yet, currently this gun has 2 inaccurate.
Yes, it does.
I'll add 2 black dice to it.
Yes.
And then
Gonna want to duck.
what is my difficulty? Or
Your difficulty is 1. 1 purple die.
All right. Excellent. And I want this to succeed. Does anyone have a problem with me smoking one of our force dice right now?
That's fine by
You
me.
have to decide beforehand?
Yes.
Yes, you add it to the roll.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We're in
Alright,
dire
so
straits. Yeah, go.
I'm going to add a force die to this because that seems reasonable.
All right. So I will flip
could
one. I
possibly
will
go wrong.
flip one of those force dice over.
Everything's fine.
Things just.
I'm going to
fine.
get shot.
Okay. Oh, by the way, yeah. So use the 1 light side. So we just count that as an extra success.
I
So,
didn't know if I threw the die in or not. But
well, it's good to throw it in for bookkeeping purposes. It allows us to know that you used it. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it comes up with 2 or 1. It just shows up as a die. So that's good. So there is that. So that's 3 successes. 1 threat. What is the trigger of your auto fire on this weapon? Do you know?
I have no idea.
It should say next to the weapon description how much it takes to trigger auto fire.
Oh, I can trigger auto fire by spending 2 advantage.
Right. So you have no advantage, so you cannot. You can't actually.
That's a shame.
Now,
That's a
with
shame.
the light side, he gets 1 more success.
You get 1 success, or I believe you could. Well, that still wouldn't, I think, give you enough advantages.
Yeah, if it counted as 2 advantage, would be great, but 1 advantage won't get me there. So
You know what? I'm going to be liberal. We're already bending the rules. I'm going to say that it is going to count as 2. It will count as 2 advantages for this purpose.
fair.
So let's just spew the auto fire. Why not?
Mhm.
I mean, it's what the thing's made for.
Yeah.
All right, so that allows you to trigger auto fire. What is the damage on your weapon?
7.
7.
Ooh.
Okay. 7 plus 3 successes is 10. 10 is enough to basically, and you like, 2 of them go down. There is now 1 left. And
I'd like to leave the human left
okay.
because I know I can talk to him.
Okay. In fairness, the
With my
Wookiee
delicate aiming skills.
In fairness, the Wookiee were speaking standard, but
Oh, fair.
they're not speaking anything anymore. So the three Wookiee just go down miserably. The human looks at us like, oh, Fargle. It's like, Gushy didn't tell us this was gonna happen. And he actually yells, Gushy! Like he's looking
Gushy.
around.
Gushy.
Is someone else coming out of the wings in response to that, or are they smart?
Indeed.
Ooh, not smart.
Someone is coming out of the wings. From somewhere on one of the upper platforms. And you see
Nice.
an Aqualish wearing some kind of night vision goggles, who appears to have some sort of riot gun, which he is aiming downward in your general direction, Sorbo. And so, he shall attack.
Excellent.
And he succeeds. What is? Oh wait, I'm sorry. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, pardon me. No, he does not succeed. He does not succeed. He has 1 advantage. So he does not hit you, but he does kind of pepper the area with fire, which causes you to kind of take a step back. So you're out of position necessarily to fire with him unless you spend a next turn aiming at him.
Fair.
So that is what happens to you. So it puts you slightly off balance, but he is on an upper level. That is his attack. Now it is, I believe, Tom or Lena, and either one of you wants to go and do something. You are both, as far as I understand, still basically, well, Lena, you're behind the box, and Tom, you're next to the box.
Yeah,
So-
I'm just standing out in the middle, being shot at on all sides.
Yeah,
You know, hands over my head, trying to.
yeah. What the hell's going on
You
here?
bunch of maniacs.
So someone's shooting from the upper level now.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to do something?
Oh, get under cover.
Yeah.
Grab a
if
blaster. and
I'm
grab a
taking my
cover.
action now. Yeah, I am.
Bob, can you
I
do
am-
Nava Blaster?
I
Sorry.
want to grab one of the dead guy's blasters and get under cover.
All right, next turn you will do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom. What do you do?
I am scrambling behind some sort of cover,
Yes.
either another crate or a gong droid,
All right.
and I am screaming up at the guy at the ledge. You idiot! We're security. We're security.
All right. So you successfully
Goddamn 10 gloss operation.
you successfully find the gonk droid, and you're basically following behind the gonk droid as it
That's
trundles
right.
along, staying behind
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And screaming
Ducking
up.
to look every couple seconds.
All right. So this is, I believe, you are attempting a social attack, unless I miss my guess.
Sure. Yes.
And so, what are you trying? Is this deception? I believe this would be
Yes.
deception.
It is deception.
Okay, so I would say you should definitely try deception. You are opposed by 2 purple dice.
Okay.
And you're not adding anything to it, just there. Okay. 4 successes!
Nice.
Yes, you heard what I said. God damn.
So he does actually lower his blaster for a second. He has his riot blaster. He kind of lowers it for a second. He seems confused. It's hard to tell what an Aqualish looks like when they're confused, but he kind of like scratches at his tusks and. Lena, what are you going to do after that happens?
Feels like less of a reason to run now. Now she's just kind of like, oh, like fell for it.
Or shoot him when his guard's down.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, shooting him wasn't really her thing.
Oh.
Now Bobkin said that he's got a melee weapon in his hand, and he's now like, damn it, there's somebody up there, and he's looking for a gun.
Yeah, he's clearly looking for a gun.
Okay, she's gonna slide hers to him. I want that back.
Well, before you do that, I would say this: he is actually next to a couple of now freshly dead bodies that all had guns. So.
Oh, I see. I was just trying to save him the motion for it.
Oh yeah, no. It wouldn't actually save him because he has to pick up a gun anyway. So.
Fair enough. Yeah, because she doesn't really want to shoot anything. Kind of not her thing.
Fair enough.
Maybe you could like cover him. Like if there's a thing where you can, hold him at gunpoint.
Just try to look as much like security as you can.
Yes, a 2 foot tall Alina is going to.
Sometimes security has to happen in steam tunnels.
That's true.
All right. What else are we going to work with here? So they came in through a door. That door still?
They came in through the back door. So there are 3 doors to this place. The main big doors that cargo comes in. The side doors which you came in, and then a rear door. But there must be a way in upstairs because there's another level up there, and that guy did not seem to come in through any of those doors.
But we still have an open door down on our level, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay. That actually might be something that she would want to do, and that is to get over to that door.
Get over to that door. Okay. So then basically you can move so you can take your maneuver to move, and then your action is also to move, to dash essentially. And then you will make your way towards that door. So you can basically, even with your short little stumpy Alina legs, you can make it most of the way to the door. And in the process, manage to put a pillar and a couple of crates in between you and the last active combatant.
I mean, good on him trying to shoot at me anyway. But.
Yes, exactly. So that's that. That brings us to the top of the round. And Bobkin, you said you were going to pick up a pistol.
Yes.
All right.
Get out of the way of the guy up there with the gun.
All right.
If I can. Yeah.
So you can grab a pistol off of one of the fallen Wookiee, and then make a dash for cover. So again, this place is replete with crates and pillars and stuff. So you find cover behind a pillar that's nearby and kind of just stand behind it, and that will provide you with a modicum of defense. So that is basically what you do. You get a hold of the pistol and you take cover behind the thing. You're just keeping an eye on this Aqualish, who is now effectively opposite you on an upper platform.
Yeah, I didn't figure there was time to run and shoot.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, no. There isn't.
Right.
Basically, there's not time to pick up the pistol and run.
Right.
And shoot.
Right. Just clarifying.
Yeah, basically, you pick up the pistol and you either shoot or take cover.
Right.
So that's what you did. You took cover. And then as you do that, so Zag, you're in cover with Lodik the Zabrak. Sorbo, you're still out in the open. What are you going to do? This guy has just been confused by Tom's tirade.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that Tom has a plan. That this isn't just a one-off. So.
Oh yeah, no, very well planned.
He's going to. Can I? I kind of want to, I don't know if there's a hold action thing or if I should just go later. I want to keep the human that we have down here under cover. I want to keep my gun trained on him, but I don't think I have an action yet until things break loose again.
Well, the flexibility of the initiative allows you to effectively hold action, so you can basically you can let someone else go.
Tom, if you have a plan, then by all means, you should be executing that plan with, your muscle here to help,
Okay.
Well,
I do have something to do if you guys want me to go.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to use a scathing tirade.
Okay.
On this Aqualish.
Aqualish, yes.
Aqualish.
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 Okay, so you may use your scathing tirade. What is the gist of your scathing tirade?
Let's see. Well, rules wise, it is a average coercion check
Yes.
for each success. The explosions are successes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. One enemy within short range suffers 1 strain.
Right.
The character can also spend other symbol that I don't recognize.
Advantage.
Advantage. Okay, for each advantage spent, one target already affected suffers 1 additional strain.
Right.
So 1 strain per success, or no, one target per success, and then additional strain for every advantage.
Right. Exactly.
The gist of the tirade is going to be, "You goddamn idiot! You're in a lot of trouble.
Okay.
I'm gonna have 500 lawyers so far up your. I don't know what the equivalent of a Aqualish ass is. We'll find out. God damn it."
All right. So that seems like it's adequate for this situation. Please roll me your social attack with scathing tirade.
Okay. Are there any purple dice on this?
Yes, there are. Sorry, there are 2 purple dice.
Okay.
Okay.
So 1 success and 1 strain.
Okay, so 1 success and 1 strain. All right. So you say what you're saying to him, and he. He we have I believe we have one more person who can go before him. So if Zag, did you want to take an action or no? We don't.
Say it should be 2 unless he has 2 successes.
Oh, that's right.
Or
Yeah. No. Yeah. You're right. There are 2 more people can do something. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Zag's just going to try and find or ask him if there's another exit, and then try and stealth him and his.
Why don't you just try to bring him over to where Elena is at the other door?
That's actually probably the closest exit to you.
Okay, so yeah, we'll head that direction, but definitely behind anything, and hope the guy up top doesn't see us.
Okay. All right. So that is your action, and then Sorbo, you're holding your action. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, the guy up there's a terrible shot,
Yes.
so I don't have to worry about him.
Yes.
What's the human down here with us doing?
You mean there's with Bobkin or
The one
the guy he spared.
The one that's not dead of the
Oh,
original.
the one that's not dead has his hands up, and he's kind of deciding whether or
good.
not to run or not.
Oh, I'll motion him over towards us.
Yeah, because he wants to do that.
Give me what I need some kind of that actually is coercion potentially, or some other social skill to basically convince him to
Is
come.
coercion the intimidate equivalent?
It is the intimidate equivalent, yes.
Yeah, that's probably what he's doing.
So let's do that. Let's intimidate
Yeah,
that guy.
he's basically telling this guy to heal.
Yes.
What's my difficulty?
Your difficulty is 1. 1
Awesome.
purple.
Awesome. I can't believe that worked.
All right.
As anyone else.
Hey, you get over here. Not only does he come over to you, but because of that advantage, he actually walks between you and in the firing line between you and the Aqualish.
Perfect. And
So-
it'll just be this like, sit down, son, kind of like we're just staying here till this is all over, kind of. So yes, that's his plan. Is
All
not
right.
really necessarily a hostage, but certainly an interviewee for when this is all over.
All right, makes sense. So that is your action. The Aqualish's action at this point is that discretion is the better part of valor. Oh, that's quite good. He and then drops a series of small spheres onto the ground, which explode into a cloud of prismatic smoke. No, this is not D&D. It's just prismatic in that it has scintillating colors in it. And that smoke very quickly billows up across the roof and cuts off your vision of him. Two people can still do something. Do you want to fire blindly through that smoke? Do you want to try to take some other action?
Retreat from the smoke.
Retreat. Well, luckily you're not. The smoke is above and away from you, so it's like you're pretty far from
It's
you.
ninja vanish. That's what he's doing.
That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
He's a little bigger than your average ninja. He's a hefty Aqualish. So
Zag is coming towards the door that Lena's run for with.
Zag is coming
right?
with Lodic and he is basically there. He's basically right in front of you.
Okay.
There, right in front of you.
I think she'll pick up on like, oh, we're trying to get him out of here. Okay, I can do that. And we'll like tug at him. Come on.
Okay, so you basically hit the button, open the door, and rush, and you all are rushing through that door. So that's what you're doing. So they don't have that means basically that when you guys come through the door, Zag, you do not have to stop to hit the button. You just go.
Okay.
So that's what you're doing. If I don't miss my guess, that brings us back to the top of the next round. So that is a full set of actions. Right now, you are all looking at, those of you who are not rushing out the door, are looking at a big bunch of smoke, and then you cannot see the Aqualish behind the smoke. Who would like to do something, if anything? If you do,
switching it around, it might be a good point for Zag and I to figure out where we're going now that we've gotten him out the door.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea to me. Zag and Lodic, have Lodic on his shoulder. You rush through the door. Lane is like right next to you, and now you find yourselves in basically an alleyway between two warehouses.
Can we give you something to like a perception or a vigilance? I'm not great at which one's which. To find a good spot to duck into.
You could use. Let me see. It would be basically a. Outer rim seems too general. Stealth is adequate. We can just use stealth in this case. Yeah.
Okay. I would definitely love to use stealth.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, you're probably better off using stealth than I am. I don't have any ranks in it. I've just got core skill.
Okay. So Zag, do you want to take that and basically say like, this is where we're gonna hide?
Yeah.
Okay. So roll your stealth, and your target will be effectively 2.
2 purples. Okay.
2 purples. Okay. All right. So not too shabby. All right. So you find across the way a sort of a service cabinet, an equipment cabinet that is basically built into the outside of one of the other warehouses. You go into the equipment cabinet and close the door, and it is definitely quite dark and is unlikely to be seen. I'm going to ask you, what do you think the threat is? What could be in the midst of success? What could be a threat in this situation? And I will be asking you for more of this, you all for more of this as we go along.
Yeah. Possibly, since it's dark in here, him dropping the object, maybe losing track of it because he just not paying attention, rushed. Okay. I don't know. That's just something I could think of.
Okay.
Either that or that feeling like somebody saw us.
That's sort of what I was thinking. We've made a bunch of noise.
Yeah. I think, dropping the object is a little unlikely because it's his a prized possession, obviously.
Yeah.
Maybe you hear an alarm in the distance.
Yeah. So let's just say you got out of that problem. So you're hidden, but you hear somewhere a beep 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 beep, beep beep, like you've set off an alarm. Someone somewhere knows that this equipment closet has been opened. Unlikely that it is the same people who are attacking you, but someone knows it's open.
Yeah.
So that is the threat.
Okay.
So that's you all. You're effectively out of there. Who would like to go next? Again, or if you do not intend to pursue the Aqualish or try to find him, we can say we're out of combat rounds at that point. It's up to you.
I was gonna yell behind him, but I wasn't gonna pursue him.
I just want to back up. What's his name? Sorbo? Is that the guy with the
Sorbo?
gun? Yeah,
Guy with the big gun.
Who's the guy with the big gun?
Just gonna back him up. Don't leave him alone.
Dirk Sorbo.
I don't think we're pursuing.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so I do have one thing I want to do as we drop out of combat. This smoke that's sort of filtering down from above.
Yes.
Sorbo's gonna like lean in and take like a big lungful of it. Like, is it anesthetic?
It is not anesthetic. If you had to guess, though, well, if actually, do you have a you can make some kind of a knowledge roll for that.
Sorbo did it before I could.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any ranks in any kind of scientific skills? Any knowledge skills?
Maybe. I have a rank in Outer Rim. I don't have any other.
No. Okay.
Skills.
So just let me see what else. What else is there? Just
could roll medicine.
I was gonna say medicine, possibly.
I would not say it. You're kind of, sort of, but no.
Okay.
Let me see. What do I think you might want to roll here?
Astrogation.
No.
Okay.
Definitely not astrogation. Let me look at your character, and I will tell you what I think is probably the most appropriate. Just general education. Education is sort of the catch-all for everything else.
Fair. All right.
It's like, I am smart.
No, he's not. Is there a difficulty on this? And what is
There is a difficulty of 1 on this.
Excellent.
Nice.
Smoked this
All right.
before.
This smoke is specifically, it's actually not cheap. It's actually it's a grenade that's specifically designed to interfere with blaster fire. So basically firing, it will weaken blaster bolts that go through.
He's definitely dealt with that before. There's a point where he like inhales deeply, expecting to like feel a bit woozy, and instead he smells that, and there's just just bitter, like, that's cheating. Like,
it's like, oh, I hate that stuff.
I thought we were gonna have like a gun battle and all. This is just
no, come on.
Then
Bad.
Put his hands on the guy's shoulders in front of him and like turn him towards Tom and just like.
The guy's like, hello.
What the hell is your name?
I'll tell you in a second. This guy's name is Cavias.
Cavias, you're in a lot of trouble. That's all I can tell you. And you work for a man you work for an Aqualish who also.
All right. First of all, I don't work for Gushy. I don't work for Gushy. He said he needed some guys for a job, and we took it. And the captain didn't know about it, and I shouldn't have done it.
Captain of what? I don't want to put you on the spot, Pete.
No.
If this is okay.
I just need to remember what I said. The captain of the Quidaro.
Okay.
Listen. I made a mistake. I'm sure if we go to the captain, he will straighten all of this out.
Are there any open crates?
There are.
Okay. Put him in there.
I was waiting for that.
Are you gonna restrain him, or are you just gonna put him in?
No, just shove him in, close up the crate. He'll work his way out eventually. I mean, it's not like we're going to call security.
It's true.
But it'll give us time to loot the bodies and get out of here.
So you basically just tell them, get in there.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
shove them in a little roughly.
All right, fine. Just you alone, or Sorbo, you're going to help out?
Oh, no, I'm leaving this up to Sorbo.
Oh yeah, no. Sorbo's going to like make a big show of pushing him roughly into the crate, and while doing so, have like one hand on the back of his head to make sure he doesn't hit it.
Yeah.
Like he's gently, roughly pushing him into the crate in a way to make sure that he doesn't like we're done. This is a non-combatant. You don't need to beat him up.
You're pushing him down. You're pushing him down. He's like, he resists a little bit, but he's kind of just going on because he wants this to be over. But he's like,
oh, wait. I'm sorry. Before we set off the crate, does he have anything nice and shiny on him? We're thinking.
He has a couple of necklaces and rings that you might.
You've left this up
not
to
anymore.
Sorbo.
He doesn't.
No, you've left this up to Sorbo.
Yeah.
Well, I'm standing right there.
He's gonna look affronted.
Okay.
He's a
This is gonna upset you. Fine.
Yeah.
I'll loot I'll loot the corpses.
Oh yeah, the dead's fine. No, they lost.
This is really going to be a thing. Okay, fine.
This guy made the right decision. That should be rewarded.
Okay,
so yes,
box him up.
So while you're all doing that, outside, Lena and Zag, roll me perception checks, please.
Am I going to have any?
Unless I'm sorry.
Advantages.
You will not have any additional disadvantages. It's just straight perception.
Okay.
No difficulty?
No difficulty. Just roll it.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. There you go. See,
I'm watching.
It's amazing.
You took him in the closet. I'm on guard.
It's amazing. It's amazing when you're It's amazing what happens when you're not opposed. So you both do quite well. So you hear the little beep 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 beep, and it stops, and you hear a burp, burp from somewhere somewhere down the rows of warehouses, which kind of you interpret that as there's a call going out for actual security.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I don't think we were supposed to go in the closet.
Yeah, the gunfire's fine, but don't go in that equipment closet.
Don't you steal my broom.
Yes.
Lodic, are you okay?
Define okay.
Are you breathing? You're not shot?
Yes. I really need to get back to my ship, though. I'm sorry. This was a terrible mistake.
It wasn't a terrible mistake. Lena, take him.
He's 2 feet tall.
No, just
Lena, take him.
Go with him. Go with him is what I mean.
I'm gonna grab like pant leg or robe or whatever it is.
All right. You just take his hand.
There we go.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the first warehouse and be like, yeah, security's coming.
Where am I?
So Zag, I'm pretty sure that somewhere in your youth you had been to an amusement park and you just saw a picture that is very familiar of a very short person pulling along a taller person.
Yeah.
Go this way.
I assume you're going to our new ship. I mean, his ship.
that was her thought. I need to get back to my ship. Oh, good, we're going to the ship.
Yes.
Sorry, I forgot we do have comm links. It's yeah, I think security is on its way, and I will definitely be behind them.
Indeed.
Let's go.
So you will be behind them. But do you want to let the people inside? So you're going to comm link them as you leave. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. We're gonna leave that closet. We're all gonna start heading out. And it's like we're on our way out. Security's coming. We should probably move.
Okay. So you all get that message.
You can hear Lena in the background. So what kind of ship is it?
Yeah, let's move.
All right, so you recover. Bob, Ken, I said you thought you said you were going to loot the other bodies, or someone Sorbo was going to loot. Tom was going to loot the other bodies.
Yes.
So all told, in addition to the blaster pistol that Bobkin has, there are 3 other blaster pistols. There are personal comlinks, which are, kind of just like the equivalent of burners. They're not really remarkable. They're not really worth that much.
Sure.
They do not appear to have a whole lot of, they have no credit chits. They have no personal data assistance. They don't have anything that is particularly valuable on them except for their occasional, just a bit of jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, yeah, just take the guns.
Okay. So you take those guns.
Do they at least have holsters?
They do have holsters for their guns. Yes.
All right. Well, I need one of those, and then
All right.
let's get out of here.
So take a holster. You take 3 other blasters, stuff them in a backpack, and you get the hell out of there. Where do the rest of you go, or where do you all go as you leave this area?
The guy's ship.
Yeah, I assume we were just gonna calm Zag for directions.
We'll follow Lena.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
I love that we just hired ourselves. Like, we didn't
Yes.
all the way through the encounter that he hired us. We're just like,
Well, I mean, I don't know that we're even hired. I think this guy owes us. Just saved his life.
we hired him.
There you go.
So you make your way along, and it turns out that his ship is at the miners' docks, which is unusual because those aren't the commercial docks. And typically the only people who can use the miners' docks are people who work for Tenlos or one of their subsidiaries. So that kind of is a head scratcher for you, because if someone does work for Tenlos, they usually don't need to hire people. And yet you follow. You take a tram through the belly of the station, and end up coming out to what are the extended docking ways, which basically are big tubes, as you can see, that extend outward. And you see, well, a salvage ship. It is definitely Clone Wars vintage or older. It has seen better days. But it's large. And it appears to have a docking bay, a small docking bay built into one side, which is that's not standard spec for one of these vessels. It's a GS-100 is the model of vessel. Lena and Sorbo will note. It definitely has the impression of, what a piece of junk. It definitely leaves that impression. On your way there, you receive all of you receive a message from Kabaro, basically asking, I heard there was shooting down at the warehouse. What happened?
It was great. Is the message he gets back.
Okay. Okay, then.
Great.
Okay, then. I'll just assume everything went great, then. Good luck.
If anyone else wants to send a message, that's fine.
No,
but
no,
that is, yeah.
Not after that one.
Zag will just send, everyone's safe. Just, yeah.
Except for the dead guys.
I think he'll infer that part. He actually writes back as long as or messages back as long as it's not anyone I know. On the other side.
He
I
gets
feel
the
like
thumb up
people have
emoji.
never done crime before.
We're doing some crimes here. So you reach this the end of this gangway, and you come to the docking the airlock, and Lodicom goes to open the lock, and it stops. It stops him, and he kind of he sighs, and his shoulders kind of slump.
If we're gonna steal a ship, we could steal a better one.
He says, shh. And you hear a voice on the other side of the comm that says, "What did you do, Lodic?" And Lodic says, "I tried to find some answers." "And who are these people with you?" "They're the people I tried to help to find some answers." There's a pause on the other end, and then the airlock unlocks. And he says, welcome aboard. And so you all find your way through the airlock and through a passageway that leads to a fairly large sort of reasonably large chamber where it's clear that people, this is where you would don environment suits, take them off, an interstellar mudroom, if you will. It is overlooked by it's got a very tall ceiling, and it's overlooked by a control area that is behind a transparent steel barrier. And above that, or behind that barrier, is a large, fairly heavily built human, middle-aged, bald, with the fairly large sort of lamb chop style facial hair. And he is carrying a heavy blaster pistol. He doesn't have it drawn, but you get the sense that he's ready to draw it if he needs to. And he is looking down rather sternly. And he asks Lodic an unusual question. He asks him, "Lodic, what did I give you on our 5th anniversary?" And Lodic says, "You gave me some groova juice, which you did not realize I was allergic to." And the man up on top says, "Okay." And the next blast door opens, and the man up top says, "Welcome aboard the Lost Legacy. I'm Captain Madar."
What species was the guy that hired us again?
A Zabrak. Zabrak are near human. They have horns. I don't actually have I think I have a picture of him in here, but actually I do. I had
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Darth Maul, but this guy is definitely not Darth Maul. Let me pull up.
Pinky swear?
One could hope, right?
There, so, whoops, no, I didn't want to do that. How does one do this? I will have to exit that and pull them up so they can be bigger.
What were they again?
What were they in terms of people?
Sorry, what was the race again?
Zabrak.
Zabrak. And then the other guy's human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make use of Google Slides, by the way, for my my tools here. So just to give you an idea. And
there you go. Oh, you can't see that. I called it up on my phone pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But specifically, the two of them look like that. Oh, you can't quite see them because they're out of the way.
I can see them.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
They're good.
So they lead you to a mess hall, which is clearly it's built. It's not huge, but it's clearly built for more people than you have seen. The only other individuals you see on this ship as you walk through it, and by the way, it is the main areas are filled with junk, detritus, bits of starships and other vehicles and equipment from all different worlds and descriptions and types and eras. They lead you into this mess hall, but the only other people you see are droids. There are pit droids. There are some organic droids, some general labor droids. It appears that the entire crew, except for these two, are droids. Some of whom are in better function than others. So they sit you down, and the captain, who introduces himself with his first name. My first name is Andro, by the way. Please.
Andro?
Andro.
Okay.
Andro Madar.
Okay.
Pleasure to meet you, Andro. I'm Zag Vistus.
Pleasure. You've already met my husband Lodic Am.
Just barely.
Well, how'd you guys meet?
That actually kind of gets a kind of a furtive look from Lodic and Andro sees that and says, "Look at that Sabak face." We met. We were mechanics in a working for a very wealthy family in the Cronies Mandate. That was 10 years ago. So I can only assume he looks at the device, which is sitting on the table now, that Lodic came to you for information about the orrery.
Yeah, it seems like the back alley crawling and hiring specialists is a more recent development for Lodic, right? Not something you've been doing for a while.
You assume correctly.
So, any speaking of answers, like we were before, any answers why a bunch of thugs came in at us with guns?
And he, Andro, kind of glances at Lodic and says, "This is exactly what I was worried about." The family that we left service of, we did not leave on good terms. This device technically came from that family. We found out not long ago that they had someone, we believe in the household, had in the royal family has put out a bounty on us.
Royal family of where?
The royal family of the Cronies Mandate. They're an imperial vassal, quite loyal, quite wealthy. If you've never been, it's in the southern Tyon cluster.
And so what is this thing? If they want it back so badly.
Well, that's where it's kind of surprising. As far as I know, nobody in the family even knew it existed. It was long, long ago forgotten. And it'd been sitting, gathering dust in a family vault in a summer palace for centuries. Why one of them decided that it was important now, I cannot imagine. Or perhaps they're just angry at us for leaving.
Well, I mean, the obvious question to me would be, is that the only thing that disappeared from the vault?
Yes. Well,
I look at Lodic. Are you sure?
There's definitely a social role to be had here. I would say, let's see here. I'm going to say that this may be stretching it a little bit, but I'm going to say this is also perception.
Okay.
Anyone can give me a perception roll at this point.
Zag is not going to because he is too infatuated with the little thing.
With the little thing, indeed.
The gold
That's
disc.
rude.
Any purple opposition?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 1.
All right.
Because of the situation that. Actually, no. Pardon me. I'm gonna say 2. Pardon me. I'm gonna say 2, but give yourselves a boost die because Lodicom is. It's the light blue one.
Okay.
Give yourself that because Lodicom is clearly upset, and Lodicom is not a. He's not a very good liar anyway.
Okay.
So is that it? And we just roll?
And then just roll that. Yeah, and everybody can do that.
I will give you that roll since I'm pretty sure the little thing that he is referring to is not actually Lena. He's very interested in their story, so.
All right.
She's watching all of this play out.
Okay, so you get a couple of you get successes. You get a couple of you get threats. Lena, you get an advantage, which is interesting. Who else has rolled? Other people are trying to roll, or other people are not rolling.
I think it's just the 3 of us.
Okay, so
yeah, Nick is not rolling.
And
Zag
so
is
there were
staring at
pit
the shiny
droids?
thing.
You said there were pit droids in here, right?
yes, there are.
Sorbo-
Yes.
Sorbo has fished a handful of like washers and bolts out of his pocket, and he's throwing them to the pit droids like you throw nuts to squirrels.
Okay.
He and the pit droids are making
Here.
friends.
And so they're banging into each other as they try to grab the washers and falling over.
Oh, this one. Oh, here you go, little guy. Here you go. Yeah, no, he's feeding things to the pit droids.
Yes, they're playing ring toss with each other with the washers.
It was very interesting. It was very interesting when these two talked about falling in love as they were both mechanics, and he was listening with half an ear, and then it got all political. And so he figured that everyone else would handle that, and he was going to handle supplies. And in supplies, in this case, is the pit droids.
Exactly. Fair enough. We will leave it at that for him. Let's see here. Let's see if I can. So what the rest of you detect is that Lodicom, you don't think he's lying. You don't think that it's not what Tom said. It's not, is there anything else in terms of, there's something else, but it's not about, hey, we took some extra stuff. There's something else. There's something else.
And other than perception, there's nothing else you can roll, right?
That is all you could. Well, you could probe them with other questions. You could try to charm them. You could try to coerce them, although I wouldn't recommend that in terms of social relations to do that.
Right. Okay.
Not to point out the obvious, but there were people shooting at us just for meeting you. Shouldn't we go somewhere?
Shouldn't we leave? Very good.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about it. This ship may not look like much, but it's quite sturdy and the lock is quite secure.
We also still haven't discussed
Can I see where
payment.
the pilots are?
Yes, but I really would like to discuss what you told him first and what. Well, as long as you're here, I won't lie that I'm curious about this thing as well.
Yeah. No, it looks really cool, but also like, where's the driver's seat? Do you usually fly that thing?
Lodic, why don't you show?
Sweet.
Oh, I don't think Lodic should be leaving the room right now.
Oh.
I'll
washers.
Okay, it's okay, Lena. I'll take you.
Yeah. You don't know the ship.
That's fine. We just start walking. All right. Put your hand on an outside wall and keep turning right. Like, you'll find it.
He sends one of the astromechs. Like, will you please follow them?
Okay, I'll take it.
So one of the astromechs, and like just kind of trundles along. We'll show you the way around the ship.
Oh, we get the tour. This is fantastic.
Yes, you do get the tour. So it is indeed it is a modified GS 100. It is an old salvage ship, modified meaning that it has some extra armor to it, number of other optional attachments, and that docking bay, which is unusual. The thing, it's not a pretty ship. It's not a fast ship. It is a sturdy ship.
Yet.
Right. But the thing that you especially notice as you're going through this converted area, and you see with tools scattered all around it, obviously a work in progress, but very much almost finished. You see another vessel, a smaller vessel. And it does not look like a garbage scow.
Immediately on that. Just like, somebody try and stop me. I dare.
Yeah, both of us. Both of us are just like, oh, new toy.
Yeah. It indeed looks like some kind of a drop ship.
What do we need to do to get it working? Like, how close to being done is this? Because we've got free time. They're talking politics.
Yes, exactly.
How far forward does the seat go? It's a little bit of delay. Hang on. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. So there you are. So yes, that is the vessel. So you all can do a mechanics check and figure out. I assume Sorbo would be the main guy to do that.
Not it. I'm trying.
Well, Lena, you could offer a blue die if you really.
Well, here's my question: if Sorbo turns around and whistles for the pit droids, are they coming?
Yeah, we'll say that they'll. Well, I don't want to push this too far because technically there's for game terms, there's a talent that does this. But we'll say that for purposes of being intrigued by you, they will definitely come along.
Excellent. Because 3 pit droids will add a blue die.
That's true.
So if you want to go and explore the cockpit and start getting used to the controls, that's he will boost you up and put you where you need to be.
Those are really big steps.
They are, but you're pretty sure you can adjust the seat.
Yeah.
All right. What is my difficulty on this mechanics?
It's 2 purple and 1. I would just say it's 2 purple. Actually, okay. They're pretty good mechanics themselves, so they didn't leave you anything you can't figure out.
Fair enough. Not the best roll.
Okay, but the threat comes from. Well, you're not exactly what I was talking about. You're not exactly sure what they were doing or what state it was in. So it's kind of retro engineering. That is actually, it's not so much the figuring out what's wrong. It's figuring out
how it works.
How in what order did they do X, Y, Z? It's like, did they take the alluvial dampers out and return them? Did they already do that? Do they need to still do that? So yeah. You have to figure all that stuff out.
It's not going to be a quick process, but
not going to be a quick process. So it'll add some time because you got to figure that out. You probably gonna have to talk to him, but you're pretty sure you know what's wrong. And what's wrong isn't really anything that's wrong. It's just that they're clearly restoring this vehicle, and they're basically just trying to get the hyperdrive installed such that it doesn't burn out the main engines.
Fair.
So it's a power problem. It looks like that they're having, based on the diagnostics, and it's probably something that you all could help with.
He's not going to tear it apart right now, but he is going to start taking notes.
All right. So you start taking notes. So that is all what you all are doing.
Yes.
And Lena, you get into the cockpit, although you have to kind of stand up in the pilot's seat at the moment. Number one, it's fast. It's going to be really fast. There's a whole lot of engine behind this thing. It also, interestingly enough, it's pretty well armored, and it has big guns that fire backwards, which is kind of good for you because you don't really like going towards shooting at people. People who are shooting at you, like going away from them.
Yeah.
Also has a pretty damn good sensor suite attached to it. Not spec, obviously something that someone added aftermarket. It's not something you'd want to live in. It's small, but it will definitely get the job done if you were to get a chance to fly it.
So it doesn't currently have any power, right? Like she can't actually like see if anybody's tried to like program anything into the nav computer, or if the nav computer even works.
No. What it is currently, the power systems are disassembled, so it has no power.
Darn.
So, I mean, you could try to get power to the nav computer independently if you wanted to. If you wanted
No,
to.
that might mess with what Sorbo's doing.
Okay.
Sorbo, will you get mad if I turn it on up here?
Yes.
Oh.
As Sorbo sticks his head into the engine. Would be bad
Okay.
timing.
How broken is it?
1 out of 10. It's not bad.
Huh.
We'll have it up in a week.
Finster.
Meanwhile,
Yes. Meanwhile, back at the plot.
back at the plot. So the rest of you are talking.
Oh, this is not the Lena and Sorbo show?
The rest of you are talking to Andro and Lodicam, and so. All right, so tell me. That was not the one I wanted.
Enter.
Before anybody says any more about politics, Zag is going to ask if he can touch the disc.
What do you and why would you need to touch it?
Just to examine it. It's not like I'm going anywhere. I just wish to take a closer look.
I mean,
The big boy.
I suppose. Everybody's got.
Thank you.
I suppose. So
Thank you
indeed,
immensely.
you you touch it, and the crystal glimmers a little bit.
Hey, do I see this thing glimmering?
Yes, you do.
Ooh. I don't have lore though.
Well, I'll tell you what. You don't have lore, but you sense something.
Yeah. All right.
Fascinating.
Let me touch it.
Zag has that look like, I'll let you, but can I please have it back afterwards?
Well, when you both touch it, the crystal lights up.
Oh.
It's like one of those electric balls in a Sharper Image catalog.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
The crystal definitely lights up, and Andro and Lodicam are just dumbfounded. They're just, their eyes go wide, and they're just.
All right. So if you said there's different markings on it.
Lodicam says, "Are you Jedi?" to the two of you.
I don't
No.
think so.
And when he says it, Andro kind of goes. He's still astounded, but he just very quickly is that kind of goes across his face.
He will look over at Bobkin and be like, "Are you a Jedi?" And his face just lights up with excitement, hoping that the answer is yes.
Well, Bobkin,
Jedi.
what do you say?
A Jedi? No, I'm not. I'm not a Jedi. But I am going to start putting my, touching different parts of the thing. You said, it was just when we generally touched it.
When you laid hands on it.
Okay. So
The
it's not
crystal
like
lit
there's
up.
other spots on the thing.
Well, the spheres, when you touch the spheres, they seem
Yeah.
to vibrate a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Like a damn pile of ecstasy fiends.
Right.
So I just want to say a couple of facts that I've noticed here. Just a couple of things I've noticed. This
Andrew kind of is going back and forth between these subjects. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Just give me a second.
yeah.
Where did you find these people again?
Yes.
This like you said, this is kind of abnormal behavior for Lodicare, this hiring people. This thing came out of a vault to the Summer Palace. It's the only thing that came out, and
it's the only thing that came out that belonged to the family.
Well, okay. And it's an odd precision. We meet with him. He's already hiding when we show up, and bunch of goons show up minutes after. Now I don't think my guy tipped him off, so that tells me Lodic, we weren't the first people he asked. I think he's been asking around before, and all of that tells me that Lodic knows a lot more about this thing than he's saying right now. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed one fact. When we met him, he said he thought it was a map. That's an oddly specific guess. So I'm just saying, I got a pretty good idea that Mr. Lodic knows a little bit more than he's telling any of us.
Lodic is just squirming, and Andrew kind of just like he just he says, "I love you, Lodic, but sometimes."
Well, while they're having their little conversation, it's a good idea to close your eyes and concentrate and try to think about this thing. Since it obviously has some energy in it.
Yes.
Just kind of concentrate on it. See, there's no. I'll just check. There's no skill for that.
There is no skill for that. You don't have the skill for it, but I can say that you sense that it is definitely the force surrounds this thing, and you believe that you have a memory of interacting with a holocron that your master had, and you have the same, not exactly the same, but it's that slight similar feeling from this, and it sort of awakens something, those memories inside you.
Well, I'd like to. What's the guy's name? The bald one?
Andro.
Yeah. I would definitely like to talk to Andrew about what he knows about this thing, the history of it. Not interrogate the guy, but just like, can we go sit down and talk about this thing? Because obviously there's more to it than we know. Not to keep it away from everybody else. I just mean, we're all just kind of standing around now.
Yeah.
Now let's sit down and let's
I think we were sitting down.
They were sitting down, but you guys weren't.
Oh, okay.
He and Zag aren't sitting down because they're holding this thing like a birthday cake. They're just like.
Oh, well, I definitely invited myself to sit down.
All right, yes, I'm sure Tom's sitting down.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Yeah.
well, all right, please sit down. Let's talk. He calls for a droid to bring refreshments.
Yeah.
Is your door locked, by the way?
My door is absolutely locked. I
All
locked
right.
it as soon as you came in. I originally thought that perhaps you were indeed bounty hunters or assassins, and that you had coerced Lodic, no offense, Lodic, into coming.
No, that's not my game. That's not my game. Now you've just got my curiosity, since it interacted, it lit up. So I'd like to know what you know about this. You said it was in that vault for centuries. I'd like to know what you know about it. Do you know where it came from? When it came from? Anything that you know.
He looks at Tom and he says, "Lodic is not deceiving you. Not insofar as he's doing anything that I didn't tell him to do." And Lodic says, "Andro, don't know."
Well, was Lodic looking to sell this thing?
No, he was looking to find the answer to what's behind it, thinking that it might change things, our situation. This, I believe, belonged to an ancestor of mine. An ancestor who I believe was a Jedi. An ancestor who was a member of the Cronies royal family.
And what is the ancestor's name?
Let me go to my notes. Lantalane.
So
Sure.
should we be calling you Prince Chrono or Prince Andro?
I renounced the title a long time ago, so I prefer Captain.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. And there, Madar is not a prince, duke, or any other noble title.
Pete, should I roll lore on the name?
You can. You will be looking at a very hard difficulty. You will be looking at 4 dice.
Four purples?
4 purples.
Doesn't hurt to try, right?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So no, you've not heard this.
Okay, very good.
This is way back. What I told you was true. This orrery sat in a forgotten vault of the House of Kron in a summer palace that no one ever visited for at least 1,200 years.
1,200 years, wow. Okay. And you're looking for the answers as to what's behind it. Why? If it's that old.
Because it would change things for my family and for the branches of my family who are currently in power in the Cronies Mandate if it was known that one of our ancient ancestors was a Jedi.
Doesn't seem like it would change things for the better these days.
Depends on your perspective on what powerful people can do, depending on where they ally themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But
You're
it was
goddamn idealists. Oh my god.
No, please don't mistake me for an idealist. I was content long ago to keep this thing locked up in a safe on board the ship, and for Lodicom and I to just live out our lives. Because there is a flip side to this. I also believe that, as well as answers about my missing relative, this also may lead to some sort of treasure.
Well, you've piqued my curiosity with 2 things: treasure and this item that glows. Had you any idea where to go with this? You came to this place of all places. Why did you come here?
Well, we came here because we were resupplying and getting some contacts, and it was, I thought, a safe port. And I thought we were one step ahead or several steps ahead of the bounty hunters. That appears to be not the case. Oh, we received word a few cycles ago that someone had sent bounty hunters looking for me and this ship.
So that's who we met. All right. Then it would make sense to leave, because we know the big one, if he's the bounty hunter, he's still out there.
I'm sorry. I don't want to rain on the parade here, but technically we don't have a deal yet.
No, we do not. We do not have a deal yet. So let's talk about that. You're saying that there's treasure. You're saying you want information on this item. I'm curious about this item. If there's treasure, I'll throw in with you, but I want a share of it. That just seems to make sense.
Is this a common opinion?
If we're going to Jedi ruins, I might just do this for free, but that's me.
Okay.
Sorbo and Lena have literally made themselves at home.
Yeah, they're just like... One of the pit droids comes up to Andrew and...
Yeah.
Did we just get tackled on?
I think we're already past the point where we're talking.
They're what? Well, let's get to that in a minute. Just make sure they don't blow anything up. You, Mr. I didn't get your name. I'm sorry in all the confusion. Mr. He's looking at Tom.
Oh, Mr. Sun.
Mr. Sun.
Thompson.
Are you're obviously also with this crew, I assume.
I'm just a journalist.
All right.
But I am very interested at this point. Exceptionally so. And we know more than you can afford for us to know. So I don't see that you have any option other than to let us to bring us along. And I'm coming along for a full share of whatever we find.
Well, that's an interesting perspective.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Well, a share of the treasure.
Share whatever we find along the way.
Fair enough. And if there is anything that relates to my family, then that information remains privileged with me unless I decide to release it. Fair?
Agreed.
Will your two mechanics who are working on my dropship agree to this as well?
They won't even notice it's happened.
They found their interest.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have. I'm sure we could vouch for them.
Yeah.
You are more than capable of comlink messaging.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I'm sure they'll want to share, but
Yeah.
Sorbo, why don't you come up here?
No, you gotta make these turn on. I want to play with the computer.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. It's probably no one's going to ask for enough. You know that. Okay, so Sorbo will walk up. He is stripped to the waist, covered in various engine grease and things. Has a data pad that he has been taking copious notes on. A couple of sketches.
It's been 5 minutes.
We're kind of busy.
Nice.
Fill them in on the details.
Yeah, you and Lena want a fair share, and any information about this guy's family, it sticks with him, right?
And I want to fly the ship. The little one. That one looks fun. This one seems clunky.
I'm going to assume that you've this is a significant enough share that it'll actually pay the bills.
Well, if we find it.
Yeah, we got to find it first.
Well,
yes.
that was the next point. I agree. I'm agreeing to this deal on the condition that you can figure this thing out, because
the star map.
No one's been able to figure that thing out or even get it working as far back as my family history goes. And
is it currently glowing in these two hands while he says that?
I don't know. Are you two still touching it?
Yep.
Yeah. Literally holding it like.
Zach is now curious. He's actually going to let go.
Okay. So when you let go, it still lights a little bit, but it flickers. It kind of gets dimmer.
Sorbo looks down at the light, looks at our new employer, looks at the two of them.
Zach puts his hands back on it.
It's
all right. Step one done. So
it has admittedly never done that before.
NDA of some sort, and apart from that, fame and fortune.
Yes,
right.
That's the gist of it.
You're low on binary couplers, and he just walks back to the ship.
Terrific, thank you. All right, so yeah, like I said, if we'll figure out to get that thing open and working somehow, I'm all for it.
Maybe it's just a number of people touching it. I mean, seems weird, but Jedis were weird people.
So you all three of you want to touch it? All three of you in the room?
I'll let the others touch it first.
They're already touching it.
They're already touching it.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll bring it
Andrew
over.
no,
Oh,
I
no,
meant Andrew and
he
Lodic.
wants the NPCs.
Oh,
to
and
touch
Andrew and Lodic.
Yeah.
The two of them touch it. It doesn't appear to make a difference.
Okay,
I'll
I'll try it.
It doesn't appear to make a difference. It appears that basically
Okay.
when Zag and Bob can touch it, it lights up.
Mhm. Something weird about you two. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, if he'll point me toward his, I doubt he has a library, but he'll point me toward the computers. I'll start doing some research.
Actually, to Sorbo's point of it, when he calls it a star map,
Yeah.
does it look like like?
Well, let's look at it.
Can you actually translate it to anything?
So are you? Is Lena going to take a break from the?
Lena did come when nobody responded to Lena saying, "Ask him if I can fly it." She will come back.
Okay. So let's go back and look at it. So make an astrogation roll, Lena.
Hey.
With unopposed. This is just straight up. Oh no, probably one difficulty, one purple die. It's you have to.
Oops. Get back out there.
Can I assist?
You
How do I
can
take it
you
off?
can you can assist absolutely.
Cool. So you get an extra blue die because I don't have skill, but yeah.
2 successes, 1 threat.
Okay. So you look at this and you say, well, if it's a star system, it's not a very happy one. In fact, it doesn't look like it could exist, not in a stable fashion. Because for one thing, it's got a really big planet that's really too close to other smaller planets, 2 of which are in what's called a rosette, which means the planets are in the same orbit on opposite sides of the center of the star system, which we assume is the crystal. There's no way that's stable. There's no way. So what it is describing, if it is a star system, cannot exist, as far as you know. So that's weird. But you could conceivably take the general relative size of those planets and the general relative orbits based on this diagram, if it is indeed a true to size diagram, and plug it into the Navicomputer and see what you can come up with.
So it's a clue. There you go.
So it's
Plus,
a clue.
I get to use the computer.
You get to use the computer.
Yeah.
Can I
I mean,
use the computer?
the 2 oppositional planets, we could maybe one of them is artificial. Maybe one of them is a space station. It's just represented by a planet.
It is possible.
Wait, you said this thing was really old.
At least 1,200 years.
People that know about the old stuff, any systems that, well, I mean, this would collapse.
Yeah.
That legit could call for another lore check from anybody who wants to make it.
That was kind
I'll
of
take it. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
Any difficulty?
I would say that this is. I hate to keep doing this to you, but it's 3 difficulty.
That's fine. Yeah.
It's 3 difficulty.
Can I argue into it? I have nothing in lore, but just
You know what? I'll give you a boost die because of the astrogation perspective that has been provided to you by Lena.
Vote for the panel. Would it be okay to use another force?
Oh, 100%.
die?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What's the
So
worst
this-
that can happen?
We arm Pete.
Okay, so that's effectively
That's pretty damn good.
It's pretty damn good. So it's effectively 4 successes. Yeah. So you do remember a couple of legends about really ancient Jedi, like really ancient, like we're talking like 6,000-7,000 years, being powerful enough to actually affect star systems, like affect orbits, cause suns to go supernova, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You thought it was legend, like, because that's crazy, but
now, are we using the term Jedi as like a general for Force user, or like specifically light side usage could do that? Because that seems a little
well, that does seem a little bit questionable. In fact, yeah, actually, you know what? You're absolutely right. With that many successes, Zag, you know that there is something that you have heard whispered a couple of times, and you have not been able to find much at all direct references to that. But there were supposedly long ago this counterpoint to the Jedi, this opposite called the Sith, and the Sith were basically, again, they're like, you know what the Sith are, but the Sith were, as far as you know, were an order that broke away from the Jedi and were driven by their passions and used passion to power the Force, and it led them to do many, to get out of control and do many aggressive, dark things. But there's almost no records of them. But the legends that do exist do talk about them doing some pretty horrible but incredible things.
Well, that's interesting.
And I'll give you a bonus because of that advantage. The script that is on that above that little hexagonal hole is not a modern Jedi script. It is very old. You can't read it, but it is that script dates from like 6,000-7,000 years old.
So it may have been in your family's possession for about 1,200 years, but this is probably about 6,000 to 7,000 years old, and this whole orbit was made by some powerful, I'm gonna say Jedi for now. And this is really old script. I've seen just a couple of these letters, but now that I've actually holding it, I can tell that this thing is really old.
There is a loud klaxon going off.
Hey, remember how I said we should leave?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
And Andros says, he looks at the status board. Airlock's open. It's impossible.
Great.
He says, no, I'm telling you, it's impossible. That is a top of the line lock.
Let's move. Come on.
Okay. So you all move and you head out into
Sticks.
Yes. So you all presumably brandish weapons.
Sticks.
You all head out into the docking bay / cargo area.
Contrary to that, who of now most of our guy, well, actually, Tom, not so much. Who of our now two new friends doesn't really look like they like to go shoot guns?
Sorry, which one of your two friends look like what?
Do either they seem to be into this? Because I know that Sorbo and Bobkin are definitely ready to go.
Yeah,
they discuss this in the hallway.
Yeah, the two of them look Lodicom looks terrified.
Okay.
Andrew looks angry and is picking up his weapon.
Yeah, so Lena not so much in the shooty part. So
yes.
She's actually gonna be like, hey, wanna grab the thing and go hide? And she'll tug on I'm sorry, I don't have to give my name again.
Lodic.
Yes.
I'm going actually I was going to kind of nudge Lena and say, go start the engines, the main check.
Never mind.
Well, take Lodic with you regardless, but yeah.
No, don't take Lodic.
I am anyway.
Andor hears
Grab
that.
the thingy.
Andor hears that and says, "You realize we have to close the airlock before we can do that."
I won't
No.
fly away. Jeez.
But she can be there.
Did Andrew hide the thing? Or did you have it on it? Don't leave it on the tables when I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. So he was going to come with you. Honestly, he had his picked up his gun in hand, but he looked at that. He's like,
cool. He can do that, but the thing can't just sit on the table.
He's like, no, you're right. I'm going to lock this up if you can handle it.
If we can get, wow, why does his name not stick in my head? We can get his husband to grab it. Then Andrew can go with them.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the plan is that Lodicom and Lodicom will take it, and Andro will go with you, Lena, and okay. So the three of you will go.
Lena's gonna go with Lodicom, and she's gonna suggest he stick it in the dropship somewhere safe, and then she's gonna go try and get the ship up and running, the big ship.
Well, I think the safest thing for it is a safe. The safe where it originally came from.
She doesn't think of there being a safe, so if he suggests that,
he's gonna say, I'm gonna put it back in the ship safe.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea. But also, like, quickly.
Yeah. Zag's gonna take out his blaster and find a stealth or a place to hide amongst the rubble.
Okay. All right. So, when you guys are coming out into this large area, you see coming through the opposite door is the Aqualish and a fresh group of thugs who look actually a lot like out of work miners, so they don't look like the same group that he hired before.
This guy's an amazing recruiter.
He may not have a lot of skills, but he knows how to bring people to the table. So they are coming at you, and when, of course, when they see you, the Aqualish, which you're pretty sure means you are not security. You're a liar.
But you're the one who fell for it, so really, who looks like the idiot here?
So now we call for initiative time.
Okay.
We're gonna do it. We're just gonna do it in the regular old dice roller, which is just fine. Okay. So you are not. You all want to roll against your cool.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. Roll your cool.
Cool.
Be cool. Be cool.
And there's no dip. This isn't an opposed roll. This is just.
That was
just
the friggin' like.
Just roll.
Just roll.
Just roll. All right.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay. Okay, let's see. So how are we doing here? We're doing actually quite well. Well, I mean, not Lena, but that's okay.
You
know,
I'm
come
just
on
here
now.
to start the ship. You don't want me starting the ship too early anyway.
It looks to me like Zag is at the top of the list with 2 successes and 2 advantages.
Yay.
Okay.
Should I do that, and then I'm going to take a quick bio break.
All right, no problem. Yeah, before we begin, we'll do that. Next up, we have Tom.
Yeah, I will give that up to Sorbo.
And we can do that. We can do that in any order we want. I just want to take them down.
Yeah, okay.
For a moment.
Oh,
I want to see because it's important to find out where the enemy falls in relation to you.
Okay.
And then, okay. So then that was where were we? So then I believe it is Bobkin after that. And then Sorbo. And then Gushy.
I was going to say, how did our other side do?
And then, well, basically, everybody. So basically, everybody goes before Gushy except for Lena, who is not really part of it, who's basically getting the hell out of Dodge, so she doesn't even need to worry about this for the moment.
Yeah, she's busy elsewhere.
And the thugs go last. So, you basically, they come in and Gushy is brandishing, his riot blaster. Who wants to do something?
Oh, I certainly do.
Okay.
By all means.
So you gonna rush him?
Yeah, I want to bash somebody.
All right. Trying to hit with 1 or trying to hit with 2?
Let's try 2 this time.
Who is your target? One of the thugs or Gushy?
Gushy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if I have the option, let's hit the big guy.
Yeah,
He's got the scary gun.
I
I would say this is probably a good time to use one of those force points.
Okay.
Indeed, it is.
Oh, Pete, you didn't take off mine. Just same teaming.
Yep. Thank you. So yes, you only have 3 left, and I have a lot to spend. So. Yes. So basically, you want to go for him. Are you going to go again with 2? You're going to try to hit him twice, or are you going to try to hit him once? It is more difficult to hit him because he's a little tougher.
I guess I ought to go for the sure thing then. Well, not the sure thing, but I guess the easier one, right?
Yes. So just the 1, right?
Hit him 1.
So instead of a purple die, do a red die.
Okay, I'm looking for it.
So select your melee.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Where? Oh, that's right. This thing's on like 3. There it is. My character sheet is on like 3 pages because I got a split screen.
Yeah.
And I had a brain fart there. So.
Okay.
All right. So melee, and you said
melee, and your opposition is 1 red die.
1 red die. And okay, let's see what happens.
Nice.
All right. So not only did that not work, you whacked the crap out of him. So. What does your stun stick do damage? It should say so on your character sheet.
All right, let's see. See what page that's on. I don't know where that is.
And then also don't forget to use the light point.
Use the light point. Yeah. So that's an extra success.
Yeah. On your character,
it's 5
it should be the first page towards the bottom. It should have weapon name.
Got roll dice, that's 1 page, and then there's the history, and that's all I see. Where?
All right,
no, it's not on page 1 under weapons at the very bottom of page 1.
Is there anything under roll dice? I don't see anything.
Let me look it up for you. I'm pretty sure I know where.
I just don't know where it is.
Yeah. I will open your character right now. So your weapon, your stun club does 6. It's pretty impressive.
Find that?
It's on the PDF copy. I just went to the PDF copy.
Oh, okay.
So the PDF copy is it's at the bottom. The weapons are listed at the bottom. Damage is 6. With the holy smoke.
5.
With the 5, so that's 11. You do 11 damage. He is wearing some equivalent to light laminate armor. So he soaks 2 of that, but still he is pounded.
And that was with the force point?
That was with the force point. I added it in.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I figured it in.
Cool.
So wow. Yeah. All right, so you come in. He's
Water the bounty hunter.
Yeah. So this is the bounty hunter. This is Gushy the bounty hunter, and
it was.
He's Gushy.
You made him gushy.
So you just
gone from solid to gushy.
You come up on him, and then you hit him, and he's like. So he is backing up and just reeling from what you have done to him. And those of you who know the system who may be watching, I probably missed something there in terms of some effect, but sue me. Anyway, the point is he is reeling, despite the fact that he's a slightly nastier bounty hunter. Who wants to go next?
Zag's going to step up, and whatever he's paying you, it's not enough, and I'm going to try and shoot him.
Shoot him, meaning Gushy? Or
shoot Gushy.
Shoot Gushy. Okay, go for it.
Because I don't want to hurt any of these miners. They're just trying to get paid.
All right,
and
so
it's one red.
No, it is not 1 red for you. It is
okay.
2. It is 2 purple for you.
Okay.
What's the sorry if I missed that part. What's the difference between challenge and difficulty?
Challenge is more difficult. It's more challenging. Challenge is what is what named characters, people with some actual experience, can do to you. So they have more defensive techniques. There are more things they can do. They also have their own destiny. They're doing their own thing. I guess I could, yeah. When certainly I have a lot of destiny points to use, but he didn't even have a chance right there. So Zag, you did not manage to hit him. So 0 successes, no other effects. So you shoot it, like grazes, just blows by his head, hits the bulkhead. Who's going after that?
May I?
You may.
You're welcome to, yes.
So you hit him with a stun baton?
Yep.
Yeah, but technically
okay.
he didn't get any advantages, so he can't stun him.
Oh, so it was just regular damage.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was
hard.
He just full on broke his ribs.
Okay, fair. I was going to switch over to stun setting on my rifle, but if we're just not interested in talking to him afterwards, that's fine.
I love that Sorbo translates the inability to stun with the stun rod to me like, oh, we must just be killing him.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna shoot him. He lost and he ran away, and now he's here for another round, which means that it's fair game. So yeah. Now that I realize that full auto is a thing that gets triggered after you shoot,
yes,
rather than something you have to determine beforehand, that makes a little more sense.
It's a property that you trigger.
I'm going to ranged heavy this poor bastard.
Okay, go for it.
What is my difficulty?
2 purple.
2 purple, and then I still have the Pete. At some point after the session, we need to talk about modifications and stuff. But
yes,
for now,
we will get into that. You'll hopefully have time to do that.
That's the theory.
All right. So 1 success, 1 threat. Okay. Yes. So the success is you do hit him, which is good. Cool. And how much does that thing do?
7.
7. And 7, I believe, crit him. Again, I don't believe that. And I believe he is pardon me, he's just a rival. So he's actually going to go down. So here's what happens. You and the shots go just go right up. Oh, in fact, I get a chance to use this. Hold on a second. Where is it? All right. So there we go. So that happens, and he goes down. The threat is that he falls on to Bobkin.
Oh, jeez.
I'm okay with this.
So, Bobkin, you do this excellent, like, whack, and then you see these blaster bolts go, and he kind of, oh, Jesus. Or, jeez. Oh, by the maker. As you fall over with this giant aqualish on top of you. So that is you. He has gone down. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Okay. You have a bunch of generic minor thugs who just like...
Yeah, I am still in cover, but I'm leaning out and I'm yelling at them. You're not getting paid now. There's, best chance you've got is to run out of here, or these maniacs are going to be mowing you down next. And I am trying to hit them with a scathing tirade.
Okay. Oh, well, hold on a second. Just to, I guess that's fine. Yeah, because you're used coercion. Coercion is part of the scathing tirade, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Okay. Any purples?
Yes. So I would say you have 1 purple and 1 boost die because you're right. The guy who hired them just dropped dead.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, roll it. 2 successes, 2 advantages. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess it only affects 2 of them, but both of them take. How would that work? Two.
It only affects 2 of them. But here's the deal with minions, with groups. They don't actually have strain. So effectively, it it knocks them out. But what I'm going to say with basically knocking them out with a scathing tirade is that they do exactly what you would want them to do, expect them to do, which is they just break and run. They're just like, you are absolutely right, and turn around and run out of the airlock. Meanwhile, Lena, on the bridge, please make me a piloting space roll. It is has 1 purple and 1 black because you're not familiar with this ship.
Close the door on your way out.
1 success. That's all. That's all you need. That's all you need. So you've got the thing up and running. Engines are fired up. Andro overrides whatever happened and basically closes the airlock and says, "All right, let's go." And the Lost Legacy pulls away. So you have now departed Vergesso Station, and you are on your way. On your way to where? We do not know.
Under cover of afternoon in the biggest car in the county.
Actually,
That's right.
To that point, Lena's default would be somewhere that she knows is fairly safe.
Yes, that is true. So somewhere that she knows is fairly safe that's close. Let me think about that for just a second, and I will tell you where I think that might be. I mean, the trick is that normally a type might go to like, I'll go to another shadow port, but the shadow ports are where the bounty hunters hang out, so maybe that's not such the best idea. So maybe a...
Bob, can you plan on rolling around with that guy all night?
I've
Oh
got...
God, we have the bounty hunter's body.
Oh,
You do.
Might not be good.
You have the bounty. That's true. You do have the bounty hunter. Who is? If someone has medicine, does anybody have medicine?
How about get him off me?
Yeah. So you basically,
good
Bob,
question. Does anybody have medicine?
you're pulling a Gimli right now. Actually, Bobkin, you're actually reasonably strong, so you throw the guy off. So no, nobody has medicine. The guy is effectively dying.
No, Nick does.
Not true. Oh, Nick does. Okay, Nick.
Well,
Sorry,
I
my mic was
thought someone
muted.
was a healer.
Yeah, no, I have medicine.
we'll get all his weapons away from him first.
Well,
You're under him. Grab the weapon.
it is the decision.
Yeah.
Do you want to save him?
Yeah, actually, because we want to know who hired him or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. So, make me a medicine roll against
Difficulty.
3.
Oof. Well, here goes nothing. Oh,
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Look at you.
You're gonna live, you son of a bitch. Okay.
Restrain
Give me
him.
that shock baton.
Yeah.
Restrain him.
All right. So you
Restrain him.
you restrain him. Andro does happen to have some binders somewhere for thieves. So he is good to go. So you've got him in binder restraints. And you have taken his stuff off of him, which is 1 riot blaster, 2 of those plasma smoke grenades, or plasma cloud grenades. Pardon me, prism cloud grenades.
Oh, those aren't going away from Zag. He's gonna keep those.
Okay.
Those are leaving one pocket and entering another.
Yes.
Logistics wise, do we have someone who is keeping track of just general loot?
We should probably establish someone to do that. Of course, we have recordings of all of this, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we have,
that helps.
and you said a riot blaster?
He's got a riot blaster. He's got, so 2 prism cloud grenades. He has a tracking fob.
Ah.
Oh. We might want to get rid of that.
Oh, somebody
Right.
who's strong, break this.
By the way, before you break it, you
Sorbo
realize
just reaches down and casually.
before you
Yeah.
break it, you realize that it's keyed to Andro.
Oh, it is to track, not being tracked.
It is not being tracked. It is to track. It is something bounty hunters use.
Sorbo
Yeah.
will just reach down and take it and put it into his pocket.
Okay. Yes. I want to clarify what it was. Yes. And he has
We're not breaking that.
he has a wrist mount. He has a set of snooper goggles, or hunter goggles, which are very similar to Zag's. So there's another pair of those.
Yeah.
And he has a data link, wrist unit.
Neat.
So he has got that. And then he's got, like I said, he's got some patchwork armor that is the equivalent of laminate armor.
Super
So
goggles.
his tracker
those-
was on Andro, not on.
yeah.
Why
Yeah.
can I not remember his husband's name?
Lodicom.
Lodicom.
Lodicom. Yeah.
I will
Super
be.
goggles are like binoculars. Is that what those are?
No, they're night vision goggles essentially. They're night vision,
Yeah,
night
yeah.
vision and heat goggles.
Yeah. Okay. Those are cool.
So yes. So you have those, and I think that's all of significance that he has. Oh, pardon me, no, that's
No
not true.
credits.
He has a credit voucher.
I
It's encrypted.
like the priorities there.
Yeah. He has a credit voucher. It's encrypted, but it has credits on it.
That's fine. He's not dead.
And somewhere he has a ship.
Does anyone want to try to do anything more? You're going to lock him up. Andrew will find a place to lock him up on the ship. Lena, I think that maybe for now you will set a course to Bajik, which is an agrarian world that you've traveled to before. It's out of the way. It is unlikely to have bounty hunters, cities, imperials, etc.
Sounds good.
It sounds safe.
And that's something that I don't actually like. She can just put.
That's
that in.
just we don't need to handle that. That's just because it's not a jump under pressure and it's not a complicated jump. So we'll only deal with
Andrew, I
excavation.
got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
That impossible airlock, is it impossible because it's keyed to you somehow?
No, it just has a very expensive locking mechanism that I paid a very good slicer to build for me.
Okay. Any chance that that slicer sold the codes?
I don't think so. They're dead. I mean, they could have sold the codes before they died, but that was some time ago.
Well, I suppose that's a question for when Gushi wakes up.
Well, he actually looks into it, and he can tell you this. The code for the airlock was sliced remotely.
So it wasn't just Gushi.
It wasn't
Yeah.
Gushi.
Good thing we left. Well
Yeah.
done, Lena. Well done, Lena.
Yeah.
Good thing you left. So now
Yep.
you are indeed on your way in the Lost Legacy, which if you take the meaning of the name now.
Yeah.
So that is that. Is there anything else you want to do? We're not going to do anything else big tonight, but I wanted if there's anything else you wanted to investigate before we called an evening.
Well, there's two things Zag's very interested in, and that is talking to Gushi, or at least have somebody talk to him.
Okay.
And then the other thing is he's going to talk off poor Bobkin's ear for the rest of the night after that, because he wants to know why he's not a Jedi, but Jedi things he probably knows about.
Well, you touched it too. Maybe you're a
But-
Jedi.
I think I'm guessing that the conversation with Gushi is going to be pretty long. So should we save that for next time?
We can save the conversation. I'm going to give you a freebie right now because it's the first session. I want to just call your attention to it. When I said he has a data link, that isn't just like a dumb device that has data on it.
Oh,
Oh, Oh yeah, I was just thinking of it as like another term for comlink.
Yeah. No, sorry. A data link is basically a souped-up comlink. It's essentially it's like a smartphone.
So
Does
there's
anybody have computers?
yes, I do. I think Lena does too, right?
Do I?
I do.
I do not.
Okay.
Lena's flying
Well,
flying a ship. like
yeah,
this.
Let's take a look. Let's
Hey,
take
you
a
got
look.
like a cushion around here or something?
Lena's up in the cockpit like, do you have any books that you could put on the seat?
What should I roll, Pete, or is that something that's too big to do today?
No, we can. You can absolutely roll that. That'll be a good way to get a little information to sort of seed next time. So roll against a difficulty of 2. Roll your computers. So
So
two,
I need-
with 2 purple.
2 purple.
Computers against 2 purple.
Alrighty. Let's see what happens.
Nice.
All right, 2 successes, 1 advantage. So, not surprisingly, perhaps Gushy does not have the best encryption or best password.
Guys, his password is password 1.
His yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're in.
Luggage.
So couple things. Gushy is a journeyman bounty hunter. He has been out on his own for about 6 months. He is a member of the guild. He got his contract on the world of Socorro, which is, not that close, but not that far. It's just a stone's throw away from Vergesso Station, hyperspace, in hyperspace terms. He does not have the name of his client. He has an account that he can contact, from which he was paid quite generously with an advance, and then with another advance to hire some more people when he botched the first one. He actually didn't have. He actually didn't have a ship. He bummed a ride, if you will. Well, no, he didn't bum a ride. He paid for a ride from some pirates, some Wookipedia pirates, who were actually on the station, and he actually convinced some of those pirates to take a side job with him to try to go track things down.
Well, they did say the captain didn't know about it. There you go.
Yeah.
There are a couple of data messages in which you only have one side of the conversation. Gushy's. The messages that were sent to him are self-erasing. So you'll have these like gaps in the conversation, and it's only his side of the conversation. But it seems interesting that he was basically hired on the terms of track down and capture, preferably alive, the one who calls himself Captain Andro Madar. Recover the device with these specifications. He then received a series of other messages and then hires a bunch of people and basically is kind of goes off. So he's basically, I have located them, and then I'm waiting for further instructions, and then he receives a bunch of messages, and then he goes, he actually went to find Lodic. So how he made the connection between Lodic or why he was going there, it's unclear. But I will write up those messages, and you can figure out what they may or may not tell you in the space between now and the next session.
Okay.
Cool.
And we played 3 hours, but also it is the first session of the game, and it's been a Herculean effort to get this game going. And I thank you for joining and for making the time to be here. So I am going to award everyone 20 big character points to spend on your characters. It will not always be this generous. Consider that a first session bonus.
Now, the largest challenge of our night so far, how do we put those onto the character sheet?
Exactly. So you will do this, and we can cover this after we complete the stream. But we're using OG Dude's excellent character generator, and we will continue to use that to develop the characters. So I think we're going to call it an evening. For anyone who tuned into the stream, thank you, and we will schedule another game soon. All right.
Very good.
Thanks to the
That's
public.
fun.